Eileen, could you just stand up for a sec, just so people can see you? Because I'm going to be raving about you. Thank you. Eileen Foster is a former senior executive at Countrywide Financial. She says there were people at Countrywide who belonged behind bars, that outright fraud was systemic. It is exactly what I and my co-producer, Andrew Cockburn, found when we made the film American Casino. As one broker told us, most people in the business were doing it. Systemic, requiring prosecution. Until Eileen appeared on 60 Minutes last December, no one at the Justice Department had ever asked her to step into their office. No one even called her. This key executive vice president in charge of fraud investigations at the largest mortgage lender in the country was ignored. The pain and suffering caused by such fraud was immense. People were destroyed, neighborhoods were ravaged. She wanted to talk about it, and no one wanted to listen. Honoring her today is a very important thing, because without Eileen and those like her, we would be in the dark. Remember when the White House said, "We're all, in a way, responsible." We are not all responsible. Those who committed fraud were responsible. Those who cut and pasted and doctored paperwork to adjust income to fit whatever it was they needed, because if they did that, the financial reward would be great. Loans were sold on to hungry Wall Street banks who were paying 110% for them. And there was, as one banker told us, no skin in the game. How can the Justice Department ignore this? How can there be no consequence? A third of Countrywide's loans ended up in default. Systemic fraud. To quote Eileen, it wasn't just one individual or two or three individuals. It was branches of individuals. It was regions of individuals. In 2007, a year before the crash, Foster sent a team to Boston to rummage through recycling bins of the subprime division. Loan officers were forging and manipulating borrowers' income, liar loans. But the liars were not the borrowers. The liars were the loan officers. What they did is illegal. Signatures, said Foster, had been cut off one document and put on another to make it work, to fill the quota, to collect bonuses. After Foster's investigation, 44 out of 60 employees were fired or quit. It wasn't just Boston, it was Chicago, Miami, Detroit, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Florida. The subprime division began concealing evidence from her. A top manager told underlings to circumvent her office, to go through another office that punished whistleblowers. Foster confirmed the fraud with the audit department, but nothing was done. And when Countrywide, a swamp of bad loans, merged with Bank of America, Foster was promoted and asked whether she would speak with government regulators. She said yes. She was fired. She was fired before any meeting like that ever took place. She was fired as her colleagues were preparing her birthday party. Bank of America asked her to sign a 14-page document to buy her silence in exchange for a lot of money, and she said no. She blew the whistle. After 3 hard years, she won a federal whistleblower complaint against B of A. She won $1 million in back pay and benefits. She is now weathering a grueling appeal. Eileen Foster is a hero of the mess we call the financial meltdown, and without Eileen Foster and others as brave, the country will sink under this systemic corruption. We salute her today. Eileen.